Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl, and today I'm here to bring you the intimidating TBR tag. Now, I was tagged by BrewsandReviews. I'll leave their channel link down below, as well as the original creator, and this is actually like my third or fourth time trying to film this tag, but it's the first time I was actually tagged to do it, so there you go. I just have either lost the footage, didn't like the way it turned out, or whatever, so this time will be the charm, because this time I'm actually going to upload it. So the premise of this tag is fairly simple. It is just the books on our TBR that intimidate us the most for various reasons. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get to it. So question number one is very just general, and a book on your TBR that you haven't finished. So I talked about this before on my channel, and that is Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. I actually started this, DNF'd it because I've waited 7+ years between Catching Fire and Mockingjay to actually pick this book up. It just wasn't a good decision. I didn't reread the first two books, so I had no idea what was going on. I didn't remember the characters, what was even happening. So I would like to, at some point, reread Hunger Games, reread Catching Fire, to continue and read the part of this I did, and then finish Mockingjay. But as of right now, it is a book on my TBR that I have not finished, and I don't know when I will. Question number two is a book on your TBR that you just haven't had the time to read. And this could be a lot of them, because I have a lot of big books on my shelf. But the one I chose was Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. I probably don't need to explain why I haven't read this book, but it's also a mass market, and like got those super thin like Bible pages, so it's even thicker than it looks. It is just it's intimidating. This whole series is intimidating. I read the first one, obviously, and I haven't picked this one up yet because of how big it is. But that alone is not what keeps me from reading this book. The first book was so dense. It is not only a long book, but it takes a little bit to get used to because it is just dense writing. I don't really know another word for it. And I know this one will be no exception, so that just has kept me from like picking up this series and continuing on, because not only is it a long book, but it's one that's going to take me a while to read because it's dense as fuck, so I just haven't picked it up yet. Question number three is a book you haven't read yet because it is a sequel. And the book I chose for that is The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. I was actually super lucky, and I went to a half price back where I used to live, and they have like a bin outside that has free books that they just can't sell or they just need to get rid of, and this was in there. It's a library book. It's kind of beat up, and maybe one day I'll take off like the library cover, but I got it for free. I mean, you can't beat free. So I know I need to finish and fully read the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series before I continue on to the Heroes of Olympus. This obviously is the first one. I really want to get to this series because I've heard it is even better than Percy Jackson, which is a series I'm quite enjoying. So obviously I need to get to it at some point, but because it is a sequel to that first series, I have not gotten to it yet. So question number four is a book you haven't read yet because it is brand new. Now, this book is not brand new in its publication date whatsoever. However, it is fairly new to me, and that is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I actually don't own the first one. I borrowed it from the library, but I saw this at Goodwill for like $1, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it. I'll start collecting the series when I find them super duper cheap, because I did enjoy the first book enough. I'm looking forward to picking up this one. I don't know when I will, but like I said, it is a fairly new book to me. It's one of the newest ones that I've got on my shelf, and will be featured in my next haul. So yeah, I just haven't gotten to it yet. So question number five is a book by an author you read previously but didn't really like, and I chose Eclipse by Stephanie Meyers for this. I got this at Goodwill for like $2. It doesn't even have the dust jacket. I didn't want to wait to find one at Goodwill that was in nicer condition. I just wanted to go ahead and get it. I am doing a reread of the series. If you have seen the videos or if you've heard me talk about it, you will know that I'm basically rereading the series. I'm reading it very critically. It is fun. It is a lot of fun. And so while I didn't enjoy the first two books, I do intend to continue on the series with Eclipse. I don't really remember anything that happens in this book. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I still don't like it, and I don't like Stephanie Meyer's writing, so I guess it counts for this question. So question number six is a book on your TBR that you're just not in the mood to read. And there are quite a few I have, because I have a very wide variety of books on my TBR, but I chose Deception Point by Dan Brown. I've read The Da Vinci Code, Inferno, I think, and maybe one more. Dan Brown has a very gimmicky style of writing, but they're very quick reads, and I figured this would be no exception. I got it for like 50 cents, and I mean, it has trilobite on the cover, and I like prehistoric things. Don't even know what this one's about. I just know that it's probably more likely than not some sort of mystery, we gotta solve this before the end of the world type thing, which as most of his books seem to be. I'm just not in the mood to pick it up yet. I don't know when I will. Question number 7 is a book on your TBR that you haven't read yet because it is enormous. Oh boy, I could have picked a lot of books because I have just a weird habit of collecting really large books and then not reading them. But I chose A Dragonfly in Amber by Diana Gabaldon. This is like a 900-page mass market paperback. I read Outlander and enjoyed it enough, but not really enough that I wanted to immediately continue on the series. And at this point, I don't know if I will. There was a huge controversy surrounding Diana Gabaldon on Twitter where she basically was like, English majors, all you're gonna do is flip burgers for a living. But she's a fucking author and doesn't see the value in it. I just don't get it. She seems like she might be kind of a not good person, so I don't know what I'll do. But I already own the book, so it's not like I'm going to go out and purchase it and support her. I already own it. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be continuing this series. I just don't know. But it's so big. It is definitely one of the largest mass markets I own. So question number 8 is a book you bought for the cover. I didn't buy this specifically for the cover. My fiance did. He wanted this book and he found this edition and he's like, this is great. And that is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. He wanted an edition of Lord of the Flies because he quite enjoys the book. But when he saw this one, he's like, that is the one I like. I want it. So I was like, okay. So I guess technically it is a cover buy. I don't know if it counts 100%, but I'm going to make it count. It is a pretty neat cover. It's kind of creepy, but I like it. So question number 9 is a book on your TBR that you find the most intimidating. Now, it is really hard to rank like most intimidating on there because books intimidate me for different reasons. A small book will intimidate me if it's super hype or super famous. Dracula is a fairly short book, but it intimidates me, so I haven't picked it up. Then you've got books that are like 1,000 pages long, so they intimidate me, so I haven't picked them up. There are a lot of different reasons, and my rankings would change at any given point, but the book I chose for this question is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I chose this because first off, it's a chunky book. I could use this as a weapon. Second off, it is so beloved here on BookTube by quite a few people whose opinions I respect, that I'm just like, I know I'm going to enjoy this book, but boy oh boy, what if it doesn't live up to my expectations? And I know I should like release those expectations and go into it kind of blind, kind of with a blank mind. That way I'm not disappointed if it doesn't live up to those expectations. But let's be real, guys. This book has been so hyped here on BookTube that if it doesn't live up to those expectations, I'm going to be really disappointed, and that alone intimidates me like hell. I want to read it. But also, the third one isn't out in this series trilogy. I don't know how many it's going to be, and people have been waiting forever. And I don't want to like fly through the series to only have to wait forever for the third one. So there's a lot of reasons this book intimidates me. So that is the intimidating TBR tag. I will tag some people down below. I don't want to think of them off the top of my head, so check down below if you're tagged. If not, I still tag you to do this video. Let me know in the comments down below some books that intimidate you on your TBR. Why do they intimidate you? Is it because they're really long? Is it because, like I said, they're super hyped and you're afraid? As always, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!